في واحدة.
عندك دقيقة تحكي
تفضل.
مع المغتربين؟
اي نعم تفضل.
Okay, بس بالإنجليزي?
إيه، ما
See?
في.
Okay, perfect. This is Alain Aoun. He is with the Tayar Party, and we've just come out of the session for the first session to vote for the presidency.
Yes.
We saw that, and we believe that the Tayar voted, placed a white paper, I believe,
Yes.
today. Can you explain your thinking?
Yeah, because we
Blank paper.
voted blank because we were not ready yet. There is no real agreement on a candidate, as you saw actually.
Yes.
And we prefer to wait to have a sort of an agreement around the candidate rather than just vote any name.
Okay.
So we wanted some substantial vote. And I guess the white vote explains that we're not ready yet,
Right.
or we don't have at least yet an agreement with other blocs, because we want a serious candidate who's able to gather a maximum of votes, which means a maximum of agreement and of consensus around his name.
So what is holding back the negotiations?
I think the negotiations were very slow. I guess that today's session will make them a little bit
move forward faster.
actually,
Right.
because we will have another session coming in, I guess, within 2 weeks' time. I hope that these 2 weeks, everyone will give the presidency the priority and will go forward with some initiatives and some contacts and some negotiations, but definitely need some flexibility also, because we cannot, everyone needs flexibility in order to find a common ground.
Sure.
It's not, if everyone is fixed on his position, there will not be any breakthrough.
So why do you think the speaker called this session out of the blue? If people weren't ready.
It's his duty in the Article 73 to call before 1 month of the expiry of
Okay.
the mandate, and this is what he did.
Okay.
And it's also to put the pressure maybe somehow on
Yeah.
everyone. It's a wake-up call that actually there's a president to elect.
Yeah.
And guys, you have to move a little bit about it.
So on the point of the seriousness of getting a president elected by the end of October, 31st of October is the last day in office for President Aoun, is that right?
Yes.
So by the 1st of November. So this is accelerating the process to ensure, because the last time in 2014 it took 2.5 years to get a president.
Exactly. Hopefully we'll not need this time, because the country cannot bear avoid political instability while living such a huge financial collapse.
I'm just going to change the conversation slightly to the budget discussions on Tuesday. I witnessed those conversations and the vote for the budget. I observed that Tayar didn't really approve or agree with many of the articles. But in the end, the Tayar voted for the budget.
We tried to amend some articles.
Yes.
Actually, finally we agreed on the budget, because we need a budget. We cannot leave the country without a budget. We need to fix it. It's a starting point towards coming back to financial regularity and not staying in this chaos in our financials.
What was the benefit to the people? Can you just
No,
explain it?
the benefit for the people is anything that brings back the situation to normality, to regularity, a step forward towards the agreement with IMF. It's a macro benefit.
Will you
It's not the
stabilize
question
the currency?
of.
Is it because we have
this is
3
part
currencies?
of it. This is part of it, is stabilizing the currency, and the currency to be stabilized, it needs coming back to a minimum deficit in the budget, and it was a step forward towards this.
But what about the rate of the currency? Because it was discussed in there from 8,000, 15,000. The rate is 1,500,
The
8,000,
rate is
15,000.
defined by the central bank and by the Ministry of Finance. As far as we are concerned, we heard from the government that they will use the 15,000 rate for the custom.
Right.
That's all we heard
That's
about.
it.
And then later on, there was a decision by central bank and Ministry of Finance to change the official sum.
Electricity. Are people going to get more electricity after this budget?
I hope that they will at least, on a very quick measure, would be to raise the tariff and start to provide some electricity through EDL, while raising the tariff to be able to buy the fuel necessary.
When should they
for it.
see that? When is that
I hope
likely?
that this will be accelerated now by the ministry.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.